Hello, my name is Pavle Sabic, and we're here with Beryl Consulting and Tell Me More Ventures to interview Troy Gungor from Vortexa. Troy,
Hello.
welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
So tell me, Vortexa is a very interesting and niche player in the supply chain. Tell us exactly what you guys do.
Yeah, so we're tracking the seaborne energy market on a global level. So tracking everything from crude to refined products and gas on the water. It's very kind of important to know that market as it's, around, 99% of what price action happens in these commodity markets is happening on the water, even though it's only about 50% of the trade globally. Okay. So it's kind of a very big part of the market.
Okay, and is it mainly commodities or other types of?
It's mainly wet commodities. So we're tracking, kind of crude, refined products, gases, and then as well as we're actually tracking the freight as well. So not just the cargoes, but then the freight as well.
Fascinating. So that's a really interesting set of data to look at these days, particularly with all the turmoil that's happening globally, geopolitically.
Absolutely.
What kind of interesting directional insights are you guys seeing that's happening right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're seeing, kind of reacting to the beginning of this year, kind of at the start of the Middle Eastern conflict, we're seeing, a lot of vessels rerouting around the Cape of Good Hope versus going through the Bab el-Mandeb and the Suez canals. We're also heavily tracking kind of those Russian, Venezuelan, and Iranian markets and kind of, as they call them, the dark fleet. So kind of making sure that we stay on top of that and give our players, all of the kind of actionable insights that they'll need in order to, make proper trading decisions.
Okay, good. And so who are the typical clients that you have and what are the typical use cases?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we have the very physical commodity traders, the large super major gas companies, financial institutions, kind of the whole point of, looking at the platform and kind of diving deeper into our data is, just kind of getting a better pulse check on the market and making sure that, they're very up to date on what the information is. They could do stuff from, kind of look at vessel availability information, tracking, ship to ship transfer activity, kind of tracking global flows in order to get a gauge on the macro, economic markets, trying to find their own signals in the data. And we're always finding new use cases for that as well. So the sky's the limit.
So there's analytics obviously associated with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about the latency of getting that data, scraping and putting onto the platform, and then also, what are the distribution channels that you have with your data?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's all kind of baseline levels of the AIS data, and then we kind of found, kind of build the building blocks of that, and bring like a bunch of different other kinds of data. Yeah. And then the latency is basically real time at this point. So we're getting pings from every ship globally that's carrying products. And then what we're doing after that is, building a level of modeling on top of that to, predict what's on the vessel and where the vessel is going. But the latency is essentially real time, and all of those models are also updating in real time and getting retrained.
Terrific. That's awesome. So if we do closing out, give us a typical example of a client that's using your data right now and how that's enriching their investment process or whatever it might be, corporate due diligence, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. No. So clients are going to log on to the platform every day. So I guess also to say, we're showing this on a platform level through a web interface, and then as well through AIS feeds and that kind of stuff as well. But a typical user, will go on the platform, check maybe, either their specific fleet of vessels or check, maybe what trades had happened or what's going on in the current day. And then, use that as a way to make a decision based upon what they need to do. So essentially, if, they, for example, see, more vessels actually going through Suez Canal, that might mean that, you maybe see less geopolitical risk, or, maybe if they see different trades happening, then they're able to make actionable decisions on that.
Terrific. That's fascinating. Troy, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Troy Gungor from Vortexa.